What's up guys, it's your boy Rich. So I'll see you in the second hour of this video. No, but let's go check out second hour watches, Jared Klin divers. Let's go. And here it is in 41.5 millimeters, 49 lug to lug, 12.3 millimeters tall before the slightly domed sapphire crystal. And it's with a 22 millimeter lug width. So the owner behind the second hour brand is named Peter. And he named the brand Second Hour because he is in his 40s and he considers this to be the second phase of his life and really wanted to go for it with his lineup of watches. So, hence the name Second Hour. And it is a type of brand and story that I think everyone can relate to and appreciate. It is also an Australian-based watch company. And as far as the Gin Clear Diver name, my understanding is that is the term that is used to describe how clear the water is. It isn't a term that I am that familiar with, but that is my understanding of the term Gin Clear Diver. And I think we can all agree that the most crowded, saturated watch type genre is the diver segment, and for good reason. It is just our most beloved type of watch. It is the kind of watch that we don't get tired of and have several in our collection, and we can simply wear in all occasions. So it's also very difficult to break into that very saturated watch genre that is the diver segment. And I think Peter did a really nice job with Second Hour's Gin Clear Diver, starting with this attractive dial. This is the first thing that caught my attention. And this is in pastel blue, but it's also available in Arctic white, black sand, and cream sand. It has a really nice counterbalance on the second hand right there, applied markers. And as far as the branding logo, Second Hour, it isn't printed. It more of has this 3D effect to it. So the bracelet is another way that this watch stands out. Typically, we know that a diver's watch will have an oyster bracelet, which I do like, but every now and then I do appreciate a different type of bracelet. Does this bracelet remind me of Patek's Nautilus? Yes, of course. But it's also not used as widely or as commonly as an oyster bracelet, so I think it works with a Gin Clear Diver's overall presentation. And there are a lot of details on this watch, including a really cool etched logo on the crown. But this is also a prototype model. The final production model is going to have several updates and changes to it. And instead of going over all of the changes, I'll leave a link to Second Hour's website in the description where you can learn more about the final changes. Instead, I'll go over some of the noteworthy changes that are going to be made in the final production model. Starting with the bezel inlay. So while this is a highly polished ceramic bezel inlay, the final production model will be lightly brushed. And while this has a date window, the final production model will have a no date, but it will have a date option if the campaign is successful. And as far as the case back, the solid case back is sand blasted, but the final version will be polished. And I'll talk more about this case back in just a minute. And the final production model will have drilled lugs instead of no holes. So I agree with Peter that all those changes are definitely going to enhance the final production model. As is, it is pretty well done, but I do agree, as I said, with the final changes that are going to be made. The finishing is entirely in a brushed finishing, and it is well done. So let's check out the bezel action. Here we go. Solid and very well executed. It is a very solidly made watch. So I do want to talk about this case back because, well, first of all, I do like that design a lot. There it is, of a turtle. So that is really cool. But my point is, as far as standing out from a very crowded field, I like that it is not an open case back. Instead, it is a really cool and well-designed solid case back. You know, for some reason, I'm not sure if watchmakers understand why they're using an open case back. I feel sometimes that they don't really know who they're marketing their watches to, because unless the movement is really worthwhile to look at, there is no reason to have an open case back, unless they're targeting newbies where anything impresses them that is skeletonized or open. So this model is powered by the Sellita 200 automatic movement, which is a great and reliable workhorse of a movement. But it doesn't necessarily have to have an open caseback. I am glad that Gin Clear Divers is using a solid caseback with a really cool image of a turtle. What I'm trying to say is, my point is, I think Peter understands or really wants a specific type of watch audience. Those who are seasoned and more experienced and doesn't get wowed simply because of an open case back. And because he wants to target some seasoned watch enthusiasts, I think it's going to make us appreciate this watch a lot more for what it is, especially with the price point. So this is a Kickstarter watch, and the price is $385 for the first 80 backers, and you also get a free leather strap. After that, it climbs to $399, and then the final retail price will be $570. So even at $570 for what we're getting, especially on the quality and the finishing of the Gin Clear Diver, I still think that represents a really good value. At $385 or even at $399, that of course is even a better value for what we're getting. This is, to me, a very solid and very pleasant, enjoyable watch that is not just slapped together by someone who wants to get into the watch market. Peter is also working on other models because he doesn't want to be a one-hit wonder, but I don't have clearance to talk about the future of his watches. But I think he's definitely onto something that he has a clear vision of, and I really wish him well. This watch is definitely a watch that is worth our consideration. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you the next time.